Hey folks, and good morning. I guess it's about 9 o'clock in the morning here, and out doing a couple errands this morning. A lot of people have asked about a bike that I film about 80% of my videos on, which is the bike I'm on now, and wanted to know a little bit more about it. And it's a 2016 Kawasaki Versys 650. I bought it in Bangkok a little over a year ago. I got it used. It had about 10,000 kilometers on it, so relatively low mileage. I guess it was about a 2-year-old bike at the time, maybe a 3-year-old bike. But anyway, since my upload schedule's all kind of mucked up anyway with what's going on, I can squeeze this episode in, and we'll go up here and I'll get the bike cleaned up a little bit, and then we'll take a close look at it, and I'll tell you why I selected this particular model and what I like about it, and why I think it's a pretty reasonable ride to tour Thailand in. So here we are, we're just arriving, and then we'll take a look at it. All right. Here we can do two things at once. We can wash some clothes, and over here I can get the bike washed. Well, so let's get it all cleaned up, then we'll take a good look at it. Don't want to look at it dirty. First time I've been to this place, but I did notice it last time we washed clothes over here. I think they weren't open, but they're open now. I think they open at 8:30. No, 9 o'clock. They open at 9 o'clock, so they're a little bit high, but they do wax and the whole thing. So we'll get a really good cleanup. I usually don't spend that much, but we'll get a really good cleanup and then take a look at it. So yeah, when they're done cleaning it up, we'll take a real close look at it, and I'll give you a little tour of all the features and things. But while they're cleaning here, I guess I'll go over some of the reasons why I selected this bike. I ended up paying 190,000 Thai baht for it, so right at around 6,000 US dollars. And there was about three things that I kept in mind. One being price. Everybody has a budget, and this is a brand new model just like mine. We're at a Kawasaki dealership here, and I was here in Pattaya a couple months ago at the Kawasaki dealership, and this brand new, I think this was a 2019 model, just like mine, you can buy for 299,000 Thai baht. So that's a little over $9,000. So right off the bat, I saved $3,000 buying slightly used. And then as far as models go, I wanted something. The other things I was trying to keep in mind were comfort and safety. So I'll show you later. It's got a nice big comfortable seat. Unlike this one, this is a Versys 300, and you can get one of these for 199,000, which would be big enough to tour Thailand in. But I sat on it, and the seat felt like a park bench. I just did not want to be on that bike for any length of time. So even though that's a brand new bike that I could have afforded, I don't think the comfort factor was there. Something like this dirt bike would be good, but not for a long trip, I don't think. Better for something around town. Keep in mind, you can ride whatever you want, but my personal preference is to have a comfortable seat. Now this big boy over here is a Versys 1000. So this is bigger than mine and probably better in a lot of ways. 4-cylinder engine. It's a liter bike. And this guy is 729,000, so almost 2.5 times as much as the brand new 650. And you might say, well, why is that? It's 350 cubic centimeters bigger of an engine. It's a bigger bike, but is it worth 2.5 times as much? This guy over here would be kind of one of my dream machines, a Z900 RS, beautiful bike, just gorgeous. But that Versys 1000 apparently is made in Japan, and they told me that the Versys 650 was made here in Thailand. So there's the big difference in price. The one's going to have a big import duty and tariff on it, and the other one doesn't. So I couldn't confirm independently that my bike was built in Thailand. I tried, but judging by the prices, I think that's probably the thing, because I think one in the U.S. cost around 8,500, something like that, brand new, which would pretty much be the same price it cost here. But the Versys 1000, like this green one right here in front of us, a whole lot more money. So uh, there's other bikes I considered, Hondas and Yamahas, but at the end, I thought this was a lot of bike for the money. So price-wise, I got the Kawasaki. So then, comfort, I said it's got a nice comfortable seat. We'll talk more about that. And then safety. The bike's got a lot of ground clearance. I like that. It's got dual front disc brakes. I like that. It's got a good amount of suspension travel, front and back. It sits up kind of high. I like that. All of those things I feel are good for safety. You can easily bolt on all kind of luggage. I've just got a box on that I'll show you. But you can safely bolt on all that luggage and still have room for even a passenger for long-range touring. So for those reasons, I selected that bike. You know, it fit into the budget, and I think it fit the bill in every other way. So while we're waiting for that to finish up, he's drying it, I found a little deal on these Rambutans right across the street. I thought we'd have a little snack here. I can't have a video without showing you some food. But these are in season now. These are one of my favorites. I just love the way they feel. They almost look like alien, something that you'd see on SpongeBob or something. I don't know. But look how beautiful that is. It's like an egg-shaped fruit. Now there's a seed in the middle, but it's got a nice subtle sweetness to it, a real nice texture. You just crack them open and eat them. As strange as they look, they sure taste nice. So I think I got this for 50 baht for a kilo. That'd be about $1.50. I did later in the day see them for 40 baht a kilo somewhere else, but there was just a little roadside stand. So here we are, all cleaned up, all dressed up with nowhere to go. But they did a pretty good job cleaning it up. So I'll give you the tour. Now, since I've had this, I have done some maintenance and repairs and that kind of stuff, and I've put this box on the back, and I've lost my license plate. And you can see here, I didn't lose the bolts. The bolts are in there. The license plate actually sheared off of the frame. The license plates don't have holes in them to bolt. They kind of attach to a frame, and the frame has holes, but anyway, that's a whole thing. But this seat, I think, is very comfortable. I can sit in here easily hour and a half, 2 hours before I want to get off. But most of the time, I'll only spend an hour to an hour and a half. But plenty of nice comfort there, and a big back seat for a passenger. I'll show you the kind of the gauges and that stuff. Nothing real fancy, but they do have a digital odometer and a analog tack on it. You got your fuel, and you got an ABS light, and just some basic things, which is another safety feature. This bike does have ABS. You can see right down here, there's all your little slots and grooves down there on the rotor. So yeah, ABS and dual front disc brakes, has a very good stopping power. And Nissan calipers are supposed to be halfway decent. So I think for the money, it comes with a lot of nice stuff like that. This nice little crash bars or whatever you call it, that was on it when I bought it, but that's like an accessory. I guess he could have gotten that from the dealership. I'll never know, because I bought it from a used bike dealer, not the original owner. But it was a one-owner bike. I do have his information in the green book. And there's your engine in there. This engine comes in about 4 or 5 different models, all of which are popular in Thailand. So another reason I like this bike is parts should be no problem to find. I did already have to replace this guy, this shock absorber, this big spring or strut, whatever you call it. That was about $250. You've got a preload adjustment for your rear suspension, and you also have one for your front suspension. So I like that as well. If you've got extra weight you're carrying, or or depending on what kind of riding you're going to be doing, you can adjust that. You can also kind of can lower the bike a little bit too if you're having trouble, because it does sit up high, but it's okay for me. I've put new tires front and back, and just recently I put a brand new chain and sprockets, both sprockets and the chain. So I think that was about 4,500 baht, about $150 for the chain and sprocket set. The tires were 5,000 baht, so a little over $150 for the tires. This windshield is not standard either. That came with the bike. The person had put that on. That's a little bit taller, because the standard windshield, if you want to go back into the brand new model I just showed you, you'll see the standard windshield is a little bit shorter than this one, and it also is clear, not that smoked or tinted appearance to it. And then there's this, and I don't like this. It's my fault. I bought it. I picked it out. I was told that was a good name, but I don't care for it. It looks nice. It's got a nice shine to it, but it rattles a little bit. It's not. You see, I'm trying to show you. It doesn't seal like totally tight. You go over a bump, I can hear it clunking around back there. The plastic is, in my opinion, thin, a little bit too thin. There's my camera mount back there. I've got a rear camera mount, but I've also got a side camera mount. I don't use that much, but if I do some touring somewhere neat, I can put the camera in, or multiple cameras in different positions to show the ride. But yeah, I wouldn't buy that box again, but it is what it is. It's back there now, and it does work. I haven't had any problems with it. So that's what she looks like. And it's been a good bike. Very comfortable for me. A lot of power. I mean, it's the same engine out of a Ninja 650, almost 70 horsepower. A lot more power than some comparable bikes like the CB500 or something like that. So, and this does lock nice and tight. Nobody's ever tried to break into that box or anything. On this adjust as well. Very easy to adjust this windshield. I can put it, it's all the way in the down position as you see it, but I can raise that way up if I go on a trip, and on the highway it's nice to have that wind protection. Doesn't wear you out as much, and keeps you riding a little bit longer. So that just shows you how easy that is to adjust. So one thing I've noticed is, since I sold my scooter, I've been using this exclusively, so all the little trips around town, you know, just little errands, and it has gotten good mileage. It's gotten really good mileage. I used to only take this over the road, so you take it over the road, you're constantly at 100 kilometers an hour, 90, 100, 110, whatever. And the mileage is different. I'm kind of used to, I've gotten kind of used to, you know, how long a tank of gas lasts. But around town, just putting around town, it seems to last a good long while. Because you're never going that fast, the RPMs are always lower. So I never knew, because I never did that kind of riding on it. But now that I am, until I get the new little around the town bike all sorted out and registered and all that, it's done really good around town on gas mileage. So yeah, that's my bike. A lot of people ask about it, so thought I'd get it cleaned up and give it a show. Okay. So yeah, if you're curious as to would I recommend that for somebody coming here, absolutely, I would give it a high recommendation. I think you could do a whole lot worse than that. It's been a pretty good bike, and continues to be. I don't plan to get rid of it anytime soon. I've got a lot of miles to cover yet on it. So just real quick, I'll go over a couple things. If you made it to the end of the video, I'll go over a couple things that have just come to light today, and one of those is the businesses in Chonburi, which includes the area where I live, as well as Pattaya, Jomtien, all down that way. The businesses apparently, the way it's written now, can reopen on May 1st. and it doesn't differentiate between any specific business. It says all businesses. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see if that becomes a thing, but that's the news as of right now. And if it changes, I'll let you know. As of today, also, now today I'm filming this on the 15th of April. So as of today, they also reopened like electronic stores, cell phone kiosk and stuff for like the malls and the Big C, and even in the Big C and in the Tesco's, where they had all that stuff roped off, where you couldn't get back to the electronics or the kitchenwares, that kind of stuff. Apparently, they have reopened that today. So another step in the right direction. And also today, right before I went to edit this, I was out and about, and they opened back up my afternoon market that's close by me. So if you follow the channel, a week or so ago I did a video about those being closed and how I had to go out and find food. Well, it was reopened as of today. So there are things reopening. I think the next 2 weeks there'll be other things that reopen, and hopefully by May 1st it's back to normal with everything reopening. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But that's the news I have. Hope you enjoyed this little episode about my bike. I'm going to go ahead and leave this off here. But as usual, I'll thank you for watching. And until next time, bye for now.